Hello everyone, Rich here using Linux Mint 12, which is pretty new at this point. I like it. The menus are nice. Everything's laid out in a way that's easy to get around. It is a very friendly Linux desktop environment, which I genuinely appreciate. And well, anyway, this is not about Linux Mint 12, but if you do want me to do a review on this distribution, please feel free to leave a comment and ask. If there's anything in particular that you want me to show about Linux Mint 12, things I could test basically, again, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. This video is about Wine. Now, when you install Wine, well, I'll show you how to install it first. You go to Ye Old Synaptic Package Manager, which is from Applications Other. At least in Linux Mint 12, this is where it is. Applications Other, and then Synaptic Package Manager, and you get this. If I search for Wine, I already have it installed, so it shows a green box here. But you would check it and then install, and then what it will do after that is add an application menu. And by default, it will come with Notepad, just to show that it's working. And there it is. But before you even put Wine into your Linux desktop environment, it's good to check to see if the apps you want to run will actually, the Windows apps I should say, that you want to run will actually work in Wine in Linux. And that is at appdb.winehq.org, and I'll say that one more time. appdb as in appdb.winehq, winehq.org. Now, if we take a look at the menu on the left here, the top 25 is almost exclusively games, because that is what most people want to know is, can I run certain Windows games in Linux using Wine? You'll see Final Fantasy here, Warhammer Online, EVE Online, Magic the Gathering, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Fallout, Team Fortress 2. There's some other ones here like Adobe Photoshop CS3, which is it's not all games in the top 25, but most of them are. Left 4 Dead, The Witcher, Counter-Strike, Source, etc., etc. The two things that I'm going to show about Wine HQ more than anything else is how to search for an app and how to search for testing for your particular distribution, because it's obviously not just for Linux Mint 12, it's for a whole bunch of different distros. So if we're going to search an app, the best way to do it is by browse apps. Now, I wanted to know if Windows Live Writer would actually work in Wine, which it doesn't, but I wanted to find out anyway. So I went over to Browse Apps, and the little box right here, type in Windows Live Writer and update the filter, and then it will show the entry. So I click, and it has a rating of garbage, meaning it does not work. So if I look at version 2011, selected test results. What works? Nothing. What does not? Installing from wlsetup-web.exe. What was tested? Nothing beyond installation. It just didn't work. And it was tested in Ubuntu 11.10 and 10.10, which is Maverick, and I do not know how to pronounce that word. Honoric. Hopefully I didn't butcher that pronunciation, but anyway, so that's that. If you want to find out if something will work, just go to Browse Apps, search the app. It's the easiest way to do it. Now, when you want to find something particular to distribution, there's 448 distributions listed. Linux distributions, that is, on this site. If we click here and we just scroll down here, for example, Arch Linux, you can see right here, has almost 1,500 test reports. So there's a ton of people that have tested Windows apps in Wine using the Arch Linux distribution. And as you scroll through the pages here, Linux Mint is actually on page 7. And you'll see there's not as many tests per se. Like, for example, Linux Mint 12 Lisa, being it's so new, only has 18 tests. But for the 64-bit edition, it has 46 tests. That's not a lot, mainly because it's brand new. But the point is that it is there. If we do Ubuntu, let's see, I'm on the O's. Let me try going to page 13. I want to get to the U's. There's Sabian. They also have the FreeBSDs and NetBSDs and things like that in here. Okay, so there's T. It should be, there we go. Tons and tons and tons and tons of test reports for the Ubuntu environment. For 10.04 Lucid, 10.10 Maverick, 11.04 Natty, I mean, tons of thousands, thousands, thousands. Which is again why so many people like the Ubuntu environment, because there have been so many tests, just for certain Windows apps under Wine in the Linux environment. Now, you, as a Linux user, should you be using a Linux distribution, can actually help out your fellow Linux users in the Linux community by testing apps in Wine yourself. Windows apps in Wine, that is. And you can do that by Submit App on the left. You do need to sign up for an account, which is free. Just create new account right there and put in your email and choose your Wine version, and then just create your account. The more apps you test, and the more that you submit to the database, the more it will help out your fellow Linux users. So if you ever wanted to come up with a way to say, well, how can I contribute? I like Linux, I love Linux, and I want to contribute in any way I can. I don't really know how to program, but I want to do something. Well, you could do this. You can take some Windows apps and run them in Wine, see if they work or not, say what worked, what didn't, submit it. Anything can help. Now, for example, I couldn't run Windows Live Writer, so I installed Scribe Fire for Chrome. Actually, just to show that real quick, Scribe Fire is a blogging utility that works in Firefox, Chrome, Opera, or Safari. So if you wanted something to blog with to your WordPress blog, I think Xanga is also supported, Tumblr is supported, blah, blah, blah. Scribe Fire is good for that if you need a blogging app. That's the one that I use. And that is essentially it. Again, on a final note, just particularly concentrating on Linux Mint 12 for a moment. If you want me to do a review on it, please leave a comment, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do it. And if there's anything specifically you want me to test about it or information, again, let me know. I mean, this is the latest Linux kernel 3. The latest kernel at this point is 3.2.5. I don't know if that's the kernel that's in this one. It's got to be close if it's not exactly at 3.2.5. But anyway, so let me know either way. And when you're doing your Wine stuff, install it from Synaptic. And then head over to appdb.winehq.org and search your apps, Windows apps that is, to see if they work. And make sure to submit some tests yourself so you can help out your fellow Linux users.